Joining us now is Ms. Anna Hyrske, who is the Head of Responsible Investments of ILMarinen, which is the mutual pension and insurance company based in Finland. Thank you very much, Anna, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. ILMarinen was the first Finnish investor to have signed the UN's Principle for Responsible Investment, and this was in 2006. Can you please tell us how ILMarinen has integrated ESG factors into its investment practices?
Well, the whole thing has started already back in 2000 when I was a fixed income analyst. I was a credit analyst working within our credit team, and one day I made a question on I had just recently joined, that maybe someone forgot to tell me that do we have some guidelines on what we can do, where can we invest, and do we have some guidelines that do we need to exclude certain companies? And my boss thought that was a good question, so we went to the chief investment officer to ask him the question, and he thought that it was a perfectly valid question and said that, well, Anna, that's your next job, start planning such guidelines for ILMarinen. So when in 2006 the PRI, the principles were launched, it was sort of like a natural step for us to sign them, to show publicly our commitment to ESG.
Now, as an investor, what is your expectation of the UN's PRI reporting and assessment framework?
I've got huge expectations for it, and I've been working with the technical assessment committee, for example, on how the assessment should be done based on the reporting framework. I think the key issues with the new reporting framework is accountability, not just for the PRI as an initiative, but also for us as investors. It's easier for us to report on issues. The reports are then comparable. Our stakeholders can read the reports. We can read the reports of the asset managers and make comparisons based on that information. And it's actually just the ease of reporting when you know that from one year to the next, there's not going to be huge changes. Obviously now when it's a new thing, the changes are pretty big compared to the old version, which was a questionnaire, not a reporting framework. But overall, I think it's a very good move.
What do you think the impact of PRI reporting will be for responsible investment more broadly?
I think the impact will be sort of like several in different forms, but one of them being that a lot of the information in the reporting framework will be made public. The old version, the old questionnaire, investors had the choice whether or not to make it public, and a lot of the investors chose not to publish their responses, whereas this time around there will be some questions and some KPIs that you can say that these I do not want to publish, but a lot of the information will be made public. So obviously that will make an impact because the information will be made available for a much broader audience. I've sometimes said that ESG and responsible investment is not rocket science. Very often it's actually just a way of sort of like recalibrating how you look at things, and you see ESG can help you in many ways as an investor. It's a risk tool. It's also that it has the possibility to enhance your returns. So it has both sides of the story. So it amazes me that still there are so many investors who decide to ignore ESG issues.